Hey, I'm Alex Rappel from Board Game Co., and this is the news and week in review, except really it's none of those things. It's not going to be much of news. It is maybe not going to be much of the week in review. It's just me throwing up a video where the news in the week in review normally goes. So, I have no clue how long this video is going to be, by the way. It might be 2 minutes. It's probably not going to be 2 minutes. It might be 10 minutes. It might be 5 minutes. It might be 20 minutes. Honestly, it just depends on what I cover at the time. You see, I'm currently at UKG, UK Game Expo right now, and right now I'm just trying to get a little bit of my thoughts together for this because I'm a little all over the place. So honestly, I was hoping my 10 o'clock video on Saturday was going to be me being able to show you the show floor. That's what I was hoping was going to happen. The problem is I slept in. I slept in because I arrived UKG. I arrived Thursday morning. I think that sounds right. Yes, that sounds right. It's gonna take a little bit of time to get my thoughts all gathered here. But I basically left Wednesday evening in Cleveland, Ohio, to arrive Thursday morning to UKG, which is basically, I don't know, like 12 hours of travel time. But you kind of lose 5 hours along the way because, it's 5 hours ahead. So, whatever time you arrive, you're losing 5 hours. You leave 5 hours further behind in Cleveland. So that all worked well. I've done the international travel before. I've gone to England multiple times. I've gone to Poland. I've done the whole losing 5 or 6 hours while heading across whatever. And so I did that, and I did the usual thing that I end up doing, which is those 5 to 6 hours come from nighttime because I can't fall asleep at 9 o'clock on a plane. That's crazy. But if you're trying to fall asleep, 5 hours later, you're basically landing in 2 hours. So it's not like you're getting much sleep either way. Because of the way the connections work, there's not really a good time for your body, for my body at least, to fall asleep on a plane when you're making this international flight. So I did the thing I usually do. I fell asleep at a reasonably late time and got a good, healthy 2 hours of airplane sleep. Also, for those of you who've gotten airplane sleep, you are fully aware that 2 hours of airplane sleep is not the same as 2 hours of real sleep. But again, I've done this. It's fine. I woke up the next morning completely groggy, made sure to have 3,000 coffees that day, and powered through Thursday totally fine. Mostly totally fine. Some bleary eyes that were fighting back against the concept of caffeine overpowering sleep, but a body that functioned and did what it needed to do for the whole Thursday, which is basically arriving, getting settled, getting to my place, checking in, grabbing coffee again, making my way to the media event. There was a media event Thursday night that I tried grabbing a little bit of footage for, but it was all very tight and packed. I didn't get a ton of footage, and there were a bunch of things being shown. Nothing that blew my mind, but definitely some things that I was interested in. I wish I had taken notes that I was interested in, but I didn't. So I saw Bunny Kingdom Duel, and again, I think I covered this in my video already. But Bunny Kingdom Duel is a game I was looking forward to a lot. My kids have just totally fallen in love with Bunny Kingdom. I've had it for years. They only just started to play it. There's more and more games that they've finally started dabbling in and being willing to play. And Bunny Kingdom Duel is one of them. Not Bunny Kingdom Duel, Bunny Kingdom. They love Bunny Kingdom right now. They're obsessed. So I was even more excited for Bunny Kingdom Duel. But no, it doesn't look like it's going to be what Bunny Kingdom is. It might be fine, it might be okay, but it looks like one of those games where if anything, flopping the label onto it might be a letdown because it sets an expectation that unfortunately won't be met by what the game is doing. It has the most bare minimum resemblance to actual Bunny Kingdom. Again, whatever. It's not even bad. It's not even bad. It's just I don't know if it's particularly good either. So I'm realizing now I might get lost as I just walk because my focus is talking to you as opposed to figuring out where I'm going. Not that I'm going there. I'm literally just here to talk to you. Ooh, there's a cafe. More coffee. That might be too early to see. Anyways, so I went to the media event, saw a bunch of things, saw a bunch of people. It's always fun to connect with people. If you watch my video on Friday, you know the people are it's UKG is different because I don't see the same people. I see some of the same people, but a lot of different people than what I normally would see. It's called Black Sheep Coffee, by the way. I actually have not been here today. And I mean, gee, it's 7:30. Is it open? I would expect a coffee place to open at 7:30. Yeah, it opens at 7. It says 7. Maybe I'll come back here for coffee soon. We'll see. But I did go there last year. Yeah, last UKG, which was my first UKG. So, anyways, went to the media event, saw a bunch of games. I only remember Bunny King and Duel apparently. There definitely were things I was actually excited about. I even came home with a game called Machu Picchu. I came home with a game called Machu Picchu that my kids are gonna be excited for. It's a kind of one of those matching games. Also, it sounds and it's matching. It's like frenetic. It's one of those fast frenetic games, similar to llama, goat cheese pizza, whatever it is. One of those types of games. I think that's one of them. But those types of genre games, quick speed matching, the real reason I'm coming back with it is because it's a tiny box, and I don't have luggage space for anything other than tiny boxes. Although I did also grab, one or two, whatever. I got tiny games so far. So, where are we? Mini event. After the mini event, there was a business mixer party. Long Pack often throws these business mixer type things. It's like, people in the industry being able to connect. And again, that was fun. It was great. I'm running on 2 hours of airplane sleep so far. But either way, I get to my hotel at the end of all of it, and I think it's 9 o'clock at night if I recall correctly. Maybe it's 10, depends on when the party ended. I got back, and 10's 10's not early, but it's. I figure I'll go to sleep because, listen, I'm running on 2 hours of airplane sleep. Normally I go to sleep at 2 a.m., but honestly, even at conventions, I try not to go to sleep at 2 a.m. Conventions, I try to go to sleep at 12. I find my body needs more sleep at a convention, which makes sense because, I'm walking the whole day. I'm being much more active than I normally am. So it makes sense that my body needs, an actual 7 hours of sleep as opposed to, the 6 I try to coast on. Anyways, I get back. Let's say it's 10 p.m. I go to sleep. I set my alarm for 6 a.m. the next morning because if I'm gonna go sleep at 10 p.m., I want to get up nice and early. I just have a few backup alarms just in case, whatever. And I get up bright and early at 6 a.m. the next day. And I decide, you know what? I have an alarm set for 7. Let's get another hour of sleep. Why do I need to push myself so hard? I don't need to get up. I just don't like sleep. Honestly, I just don't like sleep. I like being awake. I like doing things. I like life so much that sleep feels like such a waste. I'm currently reading Dungeon Crawler Carl. No spoilers. Genuinely no spoilers here. But without getting into too much spoilers, it's like near nothing spoilers. There's they figure out a way to get by on less sleep at one point in the book. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I can get by on less sleep. Whatever. So I'll get back to Dungeon Crawler Carl soon, because Dungeon Crawler Carl, no spoilers, I will get back to it, it's so good. Anyways, so I figured I don't need to push myself so hard. I will go ahead and sleep till 7. I'll get that extra hour of sleep, and then I'll get up and do stuff. And so I do that, and then I wake up, and I look at my watch, and it's 10:15. Keep in mind, I have a meeting at the exhibitor hall at 10 o'clock, and at 10:30, and at 11 o'clock. I was hoping to get there early. I have an exhibitor badge. The hall opens at 9. I was hoping to get there early to be able to actually film some content and get you a video, like at this time right now, filming a Friday morning, that would actually get you some shots of the hall. It's something I usually try to do that I might still be able to get you that content, but it's not going to happen. It's not, I might still be able to get it, maybe, we'll see. It's not going to be for this video. I'll say that much. But anyways, so point is, now where do I go? I guess I'll just walk and figure it out. So I fell asleep, completely slept in, jet lag caught up and all that. I get up, zip over to the exhibitor hall, fast as possible. I managed to make it just in time for my 11 o'clock meeting. My 10 o'clock and my 10:30, I sent apology emails and tried to reschedule, and it all worked out. It's all fine, but it definitely was a hectic start to the day. And also why you're getting this video instead of, hey, here's UKG's exhibitor hall, let's show you it, which I will try to get you. I should be able to get it Sunday, possibly, which means you'll get it as midweek coverage, maybe I have to see, because after UKG, Sunday afternoon, I'm going straight from UKG over to Wrocław in Poland for GameFound meetings and all that. I try to go to GameFound once a year or so. It's nice to catch up with everyone, and of course Pierogies, which I think I said last week's Saturday video. But anyways, that's kind of where things are so far. Outside of the hecticness of why you're getting this random walk and talk instead of a weekend review. Outside of that, first of all, Dungeon Crawler Carl. Again, no spoilers here, but I read the first book 3 times, but I finally got to the second book right before A Parade of Horribles was the newest one that came out, and so because of that, I was like, I really got to get on this. I really got to start catching up. So I read book 2 sometime in the past, 3 weeks or so, and then book 3 I started, maybe 2 weeks ago or whatever, but I kind of was trying to get prepped for UKG, so I had to take a break from getting a lot of things done to get prepped to, leave the country for a week and a half, making sure my GameFound things and my Board Game Co videos are all ready and prepped to go. But then now, here we are, where, thanks to the plane that I did not sleep on, I basically finished the book 3. I nearly finished book 3 on the plane. I managed to finish the last 20 pages or so last night, because I got just to the end. Really enjoyed book 3. There's a moment in book 3 that chef's kiss. It's incredible, and I keep saying this about the series, which is I don't know, and I don't know where the book series goes. Again, I'm only in book 3. I think there's 7 books out. Does that sound right? 7 books. I think Parade of Horribles is 7 books. But I keep saying that I don't know how he's going to keep it interesting just with like, I don't know how he's going to keep the same thing interesting again and again and again. Like, I love it. I'm enjoying it. It is interesting so far, but like, it feels like it's got to go somewhere because there's only so many times you can do the pattern. I'm trying to be very specific with my words that I'm not reading it for people who haven't even started anything. So I'm being very, very, very vague. But either way, point is that I'm loving it, and I need to start before. I started before already. Actually, last night when I finished my pages, I started it before as well, because why not? I also have my Steam Deck with me. I often do, like, I try to bring things that I can do, but I am finding myself really enjoying reading right now, so I'm just getting sucked into that, which is a shame because it's not a shame. But I also, I got my Steam Deck as well as, season 5 of The Boys, because I want to finish The Boys, but I'm too caught up with Dungeon Crawler Carl. Listen, sometime in the next week, between all the travel I have and between being Game headquarters, I am sure that I will finish The Boys as well. Now, do I go that way? I think I do. I'm sure that I'll finish The Boys as well. So we'll figure all that out. But anyways, that's kind of what's going on. Outside of that, nothing particularly crazy. I wandered the halls yesterday. I did have some great interactions with a lot of people yesterday. That was a lot of fun. And a great moment actually on Thursday, even when I was grabbing lunch, where I was just sitting eating myself, which is, just sitting in a restaurant. And this person, as I'm wrapping up, this person sits across from me, and he's like, "Oh, you're a content creator?" I'm like, "Oh, yes. And he knew my name. He'd watched some of my videos. He just gotten into the hobby the past few years playing solo games. And this is one of my favorite moments of the convention so far. There's actually been a few. It's the people. It really is the people. But I've been talking a little bit solo games, just about the journey. And I was like, have you heard, I was like, do you like trick taking? Because he's talking about like Spirit Island and Maze Night, these big epic solo games. And I was like, do you like trick taking? Because I had 4 Northward on me. It's the only game I brought with me to UKG. And so I had 4 Northward on me. And I was going to show him 4 Northward. I was like, do you like trick taking? He's like, yes, I grew up with trick taking, they're great. I was like, do you know 4 Northward? He's like it? I have it on me. Like, he pulls it out of his backpack. And I'm like, I'm just going to pull it out of my backpack. It's the only game we both had it as good travel games, because 4 Northward is an excellent travel game. Although, speaking of which, I'm actually one of the few games. I think so far I'm at 3 games. On that Machu Picchu, I grabbed Machu Picchu. And then I have Dragons of Etchelstone, which I got from Ship 3. But Dragons of Etchelstone I'm very excited for, because I'm going to be on a plane for another 20 hours by the time this week is done. I think that sounds right, actually. I think it's going to be around 20 hours in the next week. And so I was like, it's going to be good to have Dragons of Etchelstone as a good plane game. And then I also have, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name. It's not Wayfarers, it's something else. But it's the people who do Tranquility. His Roll and Write game. That's another game that I brought so far. Because again, I'm running on incredibly limited amounts of space. So I am being very particular about what I say yes to versus what has to wait for Origins and Gen Con and all that. But I have 3 games so far. By the time, the next few days are done, I will have a better sense of whether that 3 managed to balloon upwards. But even if it does, it is still going to be an incredibly specific and limited amount of things, because I just don't have the room for anything else. I just can't make it work otherwise. But that's kind of it. I run into a few other people yesterday. I ran into Board Game Bullocks, which was great. I was hoping to run into him again this year, because I don't know. It's like, again, it was nice and a surprise running into him last year, and so I got to. I was happy. I was walking through the hall again. He stopped me, Alex. We schmoozed for a few minutes, but it was good to see him. Outside of that, I briefly saw Actual. Didn't say hi because I had no meeting, but I briefly saw him. I don't think I actually ever met him properly in person. Same with Matthew Jude as well. Saw him briefly, but we were walking past each other, didn't get a chance to say hi. Grant's Game Reactions there. There's a lot of people who I've been able to interact. This one is a great, lovely couple. Like, my gosh, I wish I remember their names. Dicing with the Devil or something like that. I don't remember offhand. I'll try to see if I can find it. They must be on Instagram as well. But it's a great couple. Went to go take a photo with them, and they're like, no. So I have a photo of their hands. This will make sense if you follow them. I have a photo of their hands. That's what I got instead. They don't show their faces on Instagram. They just show their hands. So I have a photo of my face and their hands that I can share with y'all. Maybe I'll post that to Instagram. I should do that. I should post to Instagram and tag them. I'll do that at some point. Anyways, I think I'm gonna head back to my my hotel room to get prepped for the day. But I just wanted to loosely catch you up. This isn't what I wanted to show you in the camera. This isn't the background I wanted to have. It's not the whole video I planned on. It's not the video you wanted. It's the video you needed. It's certainly not the video you needed. It's me walking around Birmingham for 15 minutes, just loosely telling you what I travel journey stuff. Oh, one more thing. I almost missed my flight. I almost missed my flight. Again, this is funny because like on Friday's video, I'm talking about the experiences and the things that go right and the people, and it's not just about the games, and it's even about the things that go wrong, and it almost went wrong. So my flight, I was supposed to leave at 8 o'clock last night. 8 o'clock, not last night, 3 nights ago. Wednesday night, supposed to leave. And then it got delayed to like 9:15 or something, 9:20. It was like an hour and 20 minutes late. And so they're already telling us, because I'm freaking out, so is half the plane. They're already telling us, hey, sorry, like, you know, you might miss connections. They build in buffer time. Good morning. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll be right with you. I'll be getting back a second. I will talk soon. You're gonna watch me retread the last few steps of the end because I just ran into a friend and like he waved. He saw me filming and he just waved because like it's one of my international friends who I don't get to see all the time, so I had to stop. Anyways, because I might see him in the convention. I'll ping him. We'll see. But like, you never know. It's one of those things that I remember seeing with Gen Con a few years back, which was someone saying how it's very amusing how in a hall of 80,000 people you'll see the same person 17 times and other people not at all, which is absolutely true. This does happen. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So I had the flight, hour and a half late, hour and 20 minutes late. People were starting to worry, and Aer Lingus, they're like, hey, you know, if you miss your connection, we'll be rebooking you because it's our fault, which is nice. It's nice to know that you won't be stranded when you'll be booked on the first available flight, but sometimes the first available flight could be a day later. So like, I'm like thinking, okay, well, I'm definitely missing the media event. I'm definitely gonna be possible. I mean, I don't know how I'm gonna be. I might be running a full day late. I might have to miss a bunch of meetings, which also happens to be sleeping, by the way. But anyways, I'm panicking the whole time. Not panicking. I'm not panicking because like whatever happens, happens. But I'm definitely a little stressed. Managed to enjoy my flight without worrying too much because not much you can do. But towards the end, as it's time to get off, like the plane coasts in. I have a connecting flight. I'm in Dublin. I have a connecting flight to Birmingham that is taking off at 10:30. The gates close at 10:05. My plane lands at 9:45. That's the time it lands. Not what time I get off. It lands at 9:45. And by the time I get off the plane, it's 9:55 because you can't get off a crowded plane faster than you can get off a crowded plane. So 9:55, getting off the plane. I have 10 minutes to get from point A to point B. And I don't know if you've been to Dublin Airport. I have been. It is a mess. It is an absolute maze of waiting upstairs and downstairs, going down crowded halls. It is not the worst I've ever been in, but it's just such a mess of interconnected spaces to get from point A to point B that I'm like, whatever. It's gonna be as busy. I am fully prepared to miss my flight. This 10 minutes is not enough time. And you also have to go through customs. You also have to pick fare and go in time into customs doing this 10-minute period of time. And so, anyways, the point is to say, I run, I dash, I do arrive in time with literally not even a minute to spare. I'm arriving at 10:06, so I'm relying on the grace of God and all that they don't actually leave earlier. And I'm sweating, my knees hurting, I'm completely sweating and drenched. And then they literally board like a minute later. Like I asked her, I was like, you have time to go to the bathroom? She's like, you know, be quick. And like, run to the bathroom, run out, and make my flight. But it was definitely one of those moments where I was thinking, I was like, how ironic that I give a whole video yesterday about how go with the moment, enjoy yourself, enjoy the things that go wrong as well, and they do big stories. And this is gonna be the first time I see a connection. Because I've had things go wrong with flights before, usually with Frontier, but I've never actually missed a connection flight. I've had flights cancel, I've had, you know, flights take off, and I missed the initial flight, I had to drive, but I've never missed a flight in a way that I've actually been stranded. But I have come close multiple times, and this was the second closest that I've been. The closest was when they were legitimately calling my name on the connecting flight. Actually, that wasn't. I was gonna say it's Dublin, but it wasn't Dublin. It was an international flight, and they were calling my name as I ran to make it, and that was the closest I've had. This was the second closest. Anyways, I'm gonna go and prep for the day. Hopefully, I'll have actual call footage for you. We shall see. Until next time, I'm Alex back with Boarding Co. Hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, hope you have a good one.